Hello, this is Tina Hamilton, and I have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Aimee-Kate Mooney, right?
Awesome. Yes,
With
yeah.
CCC
Shines, yep.
Shines. Okay,
Yeah.
and what is that? So
Yeah.
let's hear about it. It's such a cool business that you have.
CCC Shines is a children's performing arts organization.
Okay.
We started in 2007, just
Oh.
providing an after-school opportunity for children to perform on the stage. And it quickly took off from there. We had 30 children in our first production.
Wow.
And it was built around volunteers just to make an extracurricular activity happen for the kids in our community. And after our first production, things really took off, and we were able to add more productions and add more opportunities, and the community just kept building.
So let's go back to, you told me a little bit about the story. I thought that was a really interesting story about how your brother, I guess, technically started it or kicked it off.
So my brother Jeff is our founder, and in his senior year of high school, he was given the opportunity to have a senior project, which he was focused on already volunteering within our community with our church in a choir standpoint. And so he had a group of children who already kind of followed around a little bit and helped out our church and sang at our Sunday masses that he led. And so he took that idea and offered them the opportunity to perform in our first musical, which was Seussical. And at the time, I was at Penn State University, and he looked at me and said, you know, whenever you come home or whenever you are home, if you could share your gifts and talents through choreography, maybe we could put this together and see what we have.
And you were going to school for?
Human development and family studies.
Oh,
totally,
well.
yeah, totally. Well, thought I wanted
family
to go
part.
a little bit into the medical world, maybe. Had aspirations of going to nursing school. But I always had a passion for working with children and just supporting, you know, anything that was related to the arts that would help kids, you know, shine on the stage and just enjoy those moments.
So your brother was 18 years old.
Yeah.
This was a project, and then realized
there's
he
something
had
to
something.
it. And it was really built around volunteers. You know, we look back at it and we said we had no idea what we were doing. You know,
Right.
Everything was on paper. Everything there was no digital world that supported what we were doing. And
Sure.
we just had endless volunteers who believed in the program that, you know, started from an idea and said, let's make sure you get a bank account. Let's make sure you get business insurance and liability insurance,
All
and
the
you do all the right
basics.
things. That really helped us when we were young and not
Yeah.
in business school. You know, we
Right.
didn't know what we didn't know.
No.
And
How could
so those founding volunteers are still huge supporters of what we do today.
Wow.
And have watched it grow and are really proud, which is awesome to have them with us through this journey.
So awesome. And you, so I have so many questions. First of all, so schools commonly have some kind of program. So what is this and compared to that to help people that are listening understand?
Sure. So lots of schools offer extracurricular activities where they put a show together. And when we started in 2007, there wasn't a whole lot of that.
Oh.
And so we just kind of by word of mouth put it out there to the local schools, the local parishes in our community, and said, hey, we're going to do a musical. If you're interested, here's the info. This is how you can sign up. And it just spread like wildfire, you know, people talking about it, about the great experience their child had. And it just became something that was really common in our community, and then helped us to continue to grow.
Must be very rewarding.
Yeah, it's the best.
And did you know how to do choreography when you
Yeah, so I
came?
began dancing when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
I danced at Kathy Collins School of Dance, now CCSD Dance Company in Alden, Pennsylvania. And so that was my background, and I just always had a passion for it. I danced through our high school productions, went on to dance on some club levels at Penn State, but always missed it, you know, always wanted to come back, always, you know, every time you get onto the stage, you just, that feeling, that rush just always
Sure.
comes back. And so for me, being able to teach dance and also enjoy it for myself was so rewarding as a young adult, to just bring back that joy. One time somebody told me, when you're struggling or you're going through a challenge, go back to what made you most happy as a child and find a way to tap back into that so
Wow.
that you can find joy again or
Oh, it's such good
get
advice.
through a hard time. And that always stuck with me, and I kind of share that with our members now because this is what they love to do.
Right.
They love to be on stage, so we always say don't lose sight of that and don't lose sight of these memories because they're building you and they're helping you to decide what you want to do later in life. Maybe it's on the stage, or maybe it's on the business side, or maybe it's on an education side. And that's, for me, has helped me to become a mentor through my experience, to these young students, to the high school students who volunteer and work with us, and now our college students who went through the program and are now employees.
Wow.
Which is
and
really
how many
incredible.
employees do you have now?
So we have 4 full-time staff members,
Nice.
and then through the year we have about 35 seasonal
Wow.
employees.
Ooh.
Most of them high school or college level.
Sure, yeah.
But it gives them that first job opportunity, and we all remember
Perfect.
that. You remember your first job.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't doing dance or something fun like that, putting on shows.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot better than,
Yeah.
ring a register or
Right,
something or flipping
and that's
a
what,
burger.
my brother and I talk about all the time. Let's provide opportunities for our staff, especially our young staff, to be able to learn and grow up. They're learning how to come to work. They're learning what's right, what's appropriate, what's expected, and how to ask for things and how to grow in their positions. And so that's become another portion of what we do, not just on the stage, but building them and helping them to be the best versions of themselves.
Does it help with their self-esteem and things
Yeah.
like that?
We get that all the time from parents who say, I never thought my kid would be the center of the stage or the spotlight and be smiling or singing that solo. Or, you hear from a parent who has a really anxious child who's like, there's no anxiety there. I see them just enjoying performing, and what a gift it is. And so that in itself is just such a blessing to know what impact you're making on so many different kids.
Oh, right. And they're going to look back at this time when they get older using your advice and say, I liked doing the acting or
Right.
the singing or dancing or whatever. So so you and your brother rent a space in a school.
Mhm.
And are all the productions there, or is that where you practice?
With all the rehearsals are there, our office headquarters are there, and then the performances are there as well. It's a huge theater.
Oh, wow.
Has almost seating for almost 2,000,
Woo.
which is really uncommon anime
Yeah.
because theaters are built much differently.
Sure.
But the high school was built in I think it was late 50s, and so we've been kind of integral in some of the updates there. Which has been nice to watch the theater itself grow and be updated, giving the kids, state-of-the-art opportunities. But what's really special about the space is we've sold it out. And so we'll have we'll do
Wow.
a performance of Beauty and the Beast, and there'll be almost 2,000 people there.
That's incredible.
Which is really cool, for the kids to look out and see this packed
Right.
theater of people cheering them on.
And they can bring, because sometimes when you're in school, you're very limited on who
Yes.
you can bring. Just a parent, one grandparent.
Right.
It's like, how do you choose?
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
here they can, it's like a regular show. They can
Yeah.
bring as many
Many
people.
people.
They buy the tickets,
Yep,
right?
and then we can offer group tickets to local local groups in the area that want to come out, and it becomes a community thing.
that's
People
so
are like, I want to make
nice.
sure I'm there that weekend, and that's been really cool to watch grow too.
So what's your plans for the future with
Yeah.
this? Where do you want to take it?
So I serve as our vice president and executive director.
Okay.
So in the past 2 to 3 years, I've really focused on our daily operations, our life, our plans, our strategic plans, where are we headed. And I never thought I would be there. My passion was always the artistic side of things, but that's my brother's gift. Like, he is through and through the artistic director, and he has that vision. And so we sat down and really talked about where are we headed. And so he focuses on the artistic side, and I focus on the business and the operations. And, we're growing by the day. Our programs are selling out in a minute,
That's crazy.
which is a blessing and a challenge because
Right.
you want to be able to serve as many people as you can serve. And so, we're hopeful to keep expanding. We're looking into other spaces in nearby counties. We're looking at, can we offer more in Delaware County already? Is there other space that's available that will open up doors to provide this program to more children?
Yeah.
And, what the options are endless, but it's really figuring out what the perfect spot will be.
Okay. And then you can decide from there.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now, you have a thriving business. You're
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah.
Since how long did you say?
2007.
Yeah. So you're
This is
solid,
it. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
And
you're not-
we laugh all the time because we say, we started as a volunteer operation, and I remember the first time my brother handed me a check, and I think it was like $175. And at the time, I was nannying, I was doing anything I could possibly do to just try to figure out how to make life work, and us, celebrating that victory of like, oh, we have $175 left. Like, let's do something. Let's go to dinner. You know?
Right.
And just being able to make that our life and our entire world has been really, really cool. Not everyone gets
So
to say
amazing.
they've built that.
Absolutely, especially with their brother. What's
Yeah.
that like? There's got to be certain challenges to
Definite
working
challenges.
with family.
Yeah, we've laughed about that because you talk to a lot of people who own family businesses and they're
Yeah.
often generational.
Right.
And so for us, it definitely has its challenges because we both have our things that we are critiques about or perfectionists about, and sometimes they clash. But we always say we have our challenging times at different moments. Like, he'll have a rough day and I'll bring him back on the course, and then like a couple days later he'll say, all right, I got to bring you back. Like, don't find the joy, find something positive. And so I think, even when it's challenging, we really cheer each other on and can support each other through all that the business has handed us, and all the challenges that we've faced as we've grown.
And you must have a special relationship then.
We do. We
Yeah,
are
so nice.
We are really inseparable. At a time we lived together, and that was chaotic in itself. But it's amazing to be able to work with your sibling every day.
I can't
you know?
imagine. Yeah,
It's-
that's you.
yeah.
You're very blessed,
Yeah,
like to
for
have
sure.
all of that.
Then we have another brother. His name's Jack, and he's also an entrepreneur.
Oh,
And so just recently I was talking to a group, and they were saying, your parents must be so proud and want to know why did all three of you go into an
Right.
entrepreneurial
were they
world.
entrepreneurs? Or?
No. Our mom's in education, and our dad works with our township. And so just funny that we've all gone in this direction.
But
and
there, it's not too far. I mean, the entrepreneur part is, but they're both serving the community.
Yep, for sure.
And with kids.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where you veered off
Yep.
into your own little world of where you are.
Our little niche.
Yeah, it's so cool. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank
Such
you.
a nice story. What have been your biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges, both personal and business. My brother lost his wife, Stephanie, my sister-in-law. She served as our scenic designer. She was incredibly artistically talented, and just had such energy that she brought to our community. And she had her own challenges. She had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but it never held her back.
Okay.
And we lost her unexpectedly, but she always overcame whatever challenge she had, and she'd always still show up. And she always made sure our sets were in place and that they were well executed and designed, and was always there cheering on the kids. And the kids really related to her because she just had so much energy and just was so positive. And so when we lost her suddenly, it really gave us a challenge of, how do we help the kids through this too? Not only
Right.
us as adults, but, they're losing a teacher or a mentor
Yeah,
in their world.
you build a particular relationship,
Yeah,
right?
and we relied on our team to help us. And at the time, 2016, that was like when hashtags were really breaking into the world.
Right.
And so we got creative, and after some brainstorming, we came up with the hashtag Shine for Miss Steph.
Oh.
And it really took off. You know, it gave the kids an outlet to be able to celebrate their memories and share their memories and tag them. But the mantra of Shine for Miss Steph became a part of our legacy. And
No
now
kidding. In
it's
what
really,
way? Like, what's the?
what we talk about is now, you know, we focus so much on shining on and off the stage. And so then that's what Steph did. You know, she helped us shine from a creative standpoint with the set designs and making sure that the show looked perfect from an artistic standpoint, that the audience was getting such a beautiful view. And then off the stage, like, she just had such a spirit. And so we, you know, before every show we get together and we say, like, let's remember we're shine for each other, shine for Miss Steph, and let's do the best we can. And so it's become such a huge part of who we are. And now years later, you know, you have kids who will say, who was Miss Steph? Who didn't get to know her? But, you know, it gives us an opportunity to keep her legacy alive and keep her
Absolutely.
spirit alive in the program. That at the time, you know, I don't think we realized how impactful it was until the community really celebrated her life and what she did for their children. And so it's become really important in that mission of shining on and off the stage and empowering the kids to do their best always.
It sounds like, obviously, I didn't know her, but it sounds like she really, in essence, helped grow your business because people loved her and wanted to probably be around her, I imagine. Yeah, and wanted their kids around her. Yeah, you've done a great job. It sounds like such a nice business.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I wish you much success
Thank you very much.
Making all these children shine
Right.
in their life.
I hope it lives on for many years.
Yes.
And we can keep celebrating so much good on and off the stage.
Maybe it'll be your legacy to leave to your kids.
Right.
Who knows?
Right? Yeah. We'll see who's the boss next.
Yep. Well, it was great having you,
Oh,
Amy.
thank you so much,
Kate.
Tina.
Thank
I really
you so
appreciate
much.
it.